Round one, we're on the draw. We're going to keep this hand. We only have 2 lands, but we have a natural connection in hand. We have Eyeless Watcher. We get to go turn 2 Rot Shambler, turn 3 natural connection, turn 4 Eyeless Watcher maybe, which seems good to me. Archive. Not too shabs. I mean, if we can cast natural connection, we're in business. We're cooking with gasoline at that point. Blue-white Flyers, perhaps. There's our 3rd land. So I guess I can go... I wouldn't mind if he casts Horribly Awry, by the way. I'd rather him counter that than my natural connection, because getting to expensive top end seems more important. So now we're going turn 3 natural connection, possibly turn 4 archive, just to slam a Omnath at some absurd point. Another Eyeless Watcher makes sense. I'm actually going to cast Natural Connection now. I don't want it to get countered, because getting that 4th land seems really important with double Eyeless Watcher in hand. So let's just cast Natural Connection. Get our 2nd red mana. And yes, I understand it's instant speed, but whatever. So now the question is, do I want to cast Eyeless Watcher or Hedron Archive? I think probably Archive. I guess it depends on what my opponent plays. My brother Popo Mike. Kind of glad he didn't attack with the Scion token, because I probably would have taken it. No plays. All right, I think he does have Spell Shrivel, but we're going to play... I guess we... It's interesting. Well, see, now I kind of want to play Eyeless Watcher, because if I play Eyeless Watcher, I get to play Tajur Warcaller if I draw... Yeah, I think I'm actually playing Eyeless Watcher. It also helps that I have 2 in my hand. I think he's Spell Shriveling it anyway. Or not? Alright, I'm going to attack with Rot Shambler here. I'm willing to sack one of my Scions to make this guy 2 power. I certainly don't mind eating a Reproach here or something if he wants to kill Rot Shambler. Granted, that brings us down to 5 mana, but I'm not particularly worried about it. Yeah, I'll trade a Rot Shambler and an Eldrazi Scion for Gideon's Reproach. I'm okay with that. Or a Lithomancer's Focus. That's okay too. Not a sick trade, but not that bad of a trade actually. I don't think it really hurt us that much. Like I said, it does bring us out of 6 mana range, but I think I'm still okay with that. If he taps out, I want to be able to go land Helkite. Okay, so we're playing against Blue-White Flyers again. So let's go land Helkite. And then pass. So if I hadn't attacked with Rot Shambler, I would have been able to go Hellkite Forest, kill Sky Spawner. That might have been better, especially if he has an answer for Hellkite here. So if I draw a land, I can go Archive Eyeless Watcher. Well, at least Cascade doesn't do anything to Hellkite. Oh, okay. Well, that works. Still could draw land and kill Sky Spawner, which will buy us some time. Otherwise, yeah, land is actually just now perfect draw since it lets us kill Sky Spawner, play Eyeless Watcher, and Archive. Otherwise, I think I'm just playing Eyeless Watcher to set us up for a better Warcaller. Didn't get the land there, which is a little bit of a bummer, but not like the worst. I can also go Archive Druid. What does that do? Archive Druid lets me... I think getting more bodies on the board is more important at the moment, since then I'll have 5 bodies to pump with Warcaller. Which lets us get in for 3, 6, 9, 12, plus 6, 18, which is a lot of damage. Potentially lethal if we draw a mountain, but that just forces him to block with the Sentinel, I guess. Guess we still play the Eyeless Watcher. I'm not going to play the Lifespring Druid either. I mean, my Hellkite untaps next turn, which I think is pretty important. I mean, technically we're still on a 3-turn clock. All right, well, in a bit of trouble here. Oh, that's a huge bummer. How sad. And then we draw a Fertile Thicket. Well, it's a bit disappointing. If it had been a mountain, I'm trying to think of that. Like, I play Warcaller, I swing for 3, 6, 9, 12. That's not enough. Man. Rush of Ice, Rush of Ice. Skyline Cascade for the win. How sad. Well, I guess it was just the Rush of Ices, not the Skyline Cascade. So I play Fertile Thicket, I kill Sky Spawner, I play Warcaller, it's not enough, I die on backswing. Anything else I can do? I mean, I can play Omnath and then play a Fertile Thicket. Getting an Elemental doesn't do anything, though. 5 non-lands, interestingly enough. Really wish I had a way to deal with these, so I'm going to have to bring in Plummet again. I don't want to show my opponent Warcaller because we're just dead, unfortunately. If I could present lethal, it would be different, but I just can't. Alright, I guess we just leave our mana open like I have an out. That kind of sucks. Alright, so Giant Mantis, Plummet come in. I feel like, yeah, we're probably more susceptible to tempo with this deck, but we have all these token producers, so that's not even necessarily true. Well, regardless, we're bringing in Plummet again. Hopefully we see it this time. We didn't see it in the last time we brought it in against this deck. And we didn't see the Mantis last time we brought it against this deck. So let's cut... I mean, I guess I could cut a Watcher for a Mantis. And I can cut a... I don't know. Maybe cut that. Maybe cut another creature like Invoker for a Plummet. Or maybe this Invoke. Well, I don't know. Maybe the Invoker. Although this Invoker can attack into a Sky Spawner. This one can't as well. Guess we'll cut this Invoker. I don't know what to cut from this deck. It seems like a difficult card or deck to cut from. Alright, let's try this. We'll play first. Not in love with this hand, but I think we're going to keep it. So we're looking for Natural Connection, Lifespring Druid, Eyeless Watcher, Hedron Archive. Try and trade. Alright. Bit of a bummer there, but I guess it keeps him off his turn. Hopefully we can top deck something here that's not a land. Well, something that I can play. Eyeless Watcher would be the best because we can actually block it. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright. Nothing to be done. All right. Gonna have to find some stuff here. Yeah, it's unfortunate. So still hoping this brood monitor does some work for us, but unfortunately we're in more trouble than I'd hoped we would be. I was kind of hoping. Our hand was a good distribution of spells and lands, but it was a lot of top end, so we were going to require some cheaper stuff, which currently we failed to deliver. Yeah, we found the plummet, I guess. Let's see if we can't get brood monitor out. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. All right. That works. So now we have the plummet, I guess, which is helpful. Unfortunately, the scions cannot block the castigator, and we don't have double red yet for Omnath. But that's okay. So I guess if he has Rush of Ice for the Brood Monitor, we're going to have to take 3, and we're going to have to take another 5, which kind of sucks. Yeah, it's kind of exactly what I thought was going to happen. Thankfully, he cast it on the wrong land, which is actually really necessary at the moment. So, I think our plan is Beastmaster plus Plummet. We're just going to have to, we really have to go in damage protection mode right now because we're in some fairly serious trouble. There's the second red. So yeah, I think we're going to play that. We're going to play Beastmaster. I mean, I guess we can afford to swing with one Scion. Probably the one we're going to sack to this Plummet. Yeah, it's actually not the worst. One card left. So the plan is chump this. I actually don't know why he's not attacking with the Castigator. Wouldn't that make sense? Just the Courier Griffin. All right, well. Get rid of that guy. No plays. So now we go Omnath. Land. Swing with... He can actually block and make 4 toughness, so I guess we can't quite attack yet. But he doesn't have any flyers, and we have blockers, and we have more elementals coming, so that seems okay to me. Well, it's not over yet. So I think we're just gonna slam, attack with that elemental, and then post-combat make another landfall. Or, yeah. Well, that's a lot of bodies on board. I like it. Let's swing with elemental. And if the elemental dies, the nice thing is we deal 3 damage. No cards in our opponent's hand. I mean, that's good news too. We've got all the bodies. Concession. Well, I'll take it. So, I mean, opponent's looking aggressive. I'm trying to think if I can do something better here. I want to, but it's tough. Do I cut some? Do I have to? I think I might have to cut one of my late. Like, maybe I just cut a Beastmaster, and we try and lower the curve here. Like, what's a lower curve card that? See, Eyeless Watcher is actually still really good, because I can block a Castigator with the Eldrazi drone, and then I'm still getting ramp stuff. Does Boiling Earth kills Castigator? It kills Cliffside Lookout. Doesn't kill Courier Griffin. Doesn't do much against the Rush of Ice. I think we're just going to bring the 4th Watcher back. I want to get to my 6-drops quicker. And ramp for like Rolling Thunder. All right. Even though I think Boiling Earth deals with some things, I'd rather have these things, I believe. Okay, let's try this. We could get there. We can potentially get there. Ooh, this one I think we're going to have to mulligan. 5 land and yeah, well, at least our opponent's mulliganing too. All right, this one we're keeping. I mean, I admit it's not exactly an ideal hand, but that we're keeping too, by the way. But at least we have like a turn 2 play. We're making land plays for a little bit. I admit a couple 6-drops is awkward, but we have Quad Eyeless Watcher. We have Lifespring Druid. We've got real plays to make here. We've got real draws, real plays. Lands are good. Ramp's good. Keeping the Plummet felt as though it was possibly awkward, but I feel like necessary, to be honest. If I didn't keep the Plummet, I could just get run over by some flyers. Well, that's not a huge deal. And I assume that means not making a play this turn either? Probably drew the Skyline Cascade, I imagine. Ooh, Invoker right on cue. Just gonna kill the first flyer I see is gonna die. Probably. Fortified Rampart. All right, that's pretty tolerable. Fortified Rampart does not put us on pressure, and as you well know, our deck's late game plan is absolutely insane. All right, so I guess our plan is go Warcaller into Beastmaster. Start beating down the good old-fashioned way. I kind of want him to just slam the 3/3 Vigilance guy so I can just kill it. Perfect. This is definitely one of those matches where I wish I'd taken the second plummet. Alright, Call the Scions will do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Now we just top deck a land, go Warcaller, top deck a land, go Beastmaster. Land. Ooh. That would have been nasty. I could still play Warcaller. So I have to sack a Scion to play Warcaller. My other plan is, what? Play a Rot Shambler, swing with Rot Shambler, but I don't like that as much. I could also play a Brood Monitor, but I'd have to sack both Scions. But that brings this up to a 3-3. But then I can't swing because he can block. Kind of want to play the Warcaller here. We haven't seen hard removal out of him. We've only seen tap down effects, which I really don't care about with Warcaller. And if I play Warcaller, this becomes a 4-4, this becomes a 4-5, and this becomes a 3-3. I swing with all three, blocks 4 power guy, probably takes 7, goes to 10. And then from there, we possibly draw a land, go Brood Monitor or Beastmaster. More likely Brood Monitor into Beastmaster. I think we're going Warcaller this turn. So our opponent's going to take 7. Then next turn, I've got the option of draw a land, go Beastmaster, overrun effect essentially, or play Brood Monitor into Beastmaster. I'm almost positive I have enough time currently to do that. Opponent only does have a Ghostly Sentinel, but we're at 20. Our opponent's at 10. Or going to effectively be at 10. And like I said, we haven't seen hard removal out of our opponent yet for this Warcaller. Like if they go land, Rush of Ice, swing for 6, we go to 14. This is tapped down, but I feel like I'll still have some pretty decent play options, especially if I draw a land. Got it. I feel like if that's my opponent's best play, it's not that bad. I'm actually curious why he did it to that one instead of the Rot Shambler. Isn't the Rot Shambler the one that's going to get big? There's our land. All right. So plan is Brood Monitor into Beastmaster, and I'm thinking that's got to be the game there. Could have just attacked with Rot Shambler like I was willing to sack the Scion tokens, but I'm not willing to sack the Scion tokens, so why not just not do it? All right, Beastmaster next turn is going to be Overrun. Okay. Still think we're beating this board. Horribly Awry cannot counter our Beastmaster either. So that's good news. So I'd like to actually draw a land so I don't have to sack a Scion token. No such luck. So let's say I play Beastmaster. My opponent has 1 card left. My opponent can block Warcaller with Rampart. But then these are all going to be, so that's 4, 8, 12. He has to, yeah, he's going to have to do some chumping. He goes Rampart, Warcaller, but then 6, 6, 6, 6, and these 3. So he has to block one of these, and I think he has to block 3 of my guys, I believe, right? Let's say he blocks the 3 biggest. Yeah, he has to block 3 of my guys. That's totally the play. Oh, wait, no, that's right. I'm going to lose the Scion token. So he only has to block 2 of my guys. So he can block Warcaller plus Lookout. Well, now I feel like I want to play Mantis instead. I can go Rot Shambler plus Mantis, and it only costs me 1 Scion. I think I'm going to do that instead. Let's go Shambler, Mantis, pass. This also gives me a blocker. And then next turn with the Beastmaster, that's going to be a pretty sick amount of pressure. Well, no processing is fine. But that did give him a pretty legitimate blocker. But it does make me reevaluate here, I guess. Or I just play a Hellkite. So let's say I play Beastmaster, overrun effect on board. I have to sack a Scion token. I don't love that. Especially since he's got the processor. Not that that's out of control. But then he can block Warcaller with... Maybe I just play Hellkite on... He has no cards left in hand. We're going to play Hellkite. I'm gonna play this slow and steady wins the race. He does have Lookout, which I'm going to have to look out for, but... I think Beastmaster next turn has got to be doing a lot. All right, so his plan is pump. I could block with Mantis. He pays 5 mana, he pumps, but then he can't pump on defense. Or I could block with Hellkite. He loses Sentinel and he has to pump. And then I get to smash back with. I think that's actually okay. Otherwise, I can just take it, play a land, but then I can't kill Lookout unless it's a mountain. I'm kind of tempted to just make him pump and trade my Sentinel for a Hellkite. Then he can't pump on defense. He'll only have 4 blockers to my... This is not going to be an attacker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers. He's at 12. He can block Warcaller there. Maybe I want the Hellkite still. I think we can afford to take 4 here. Or 3, because he's not pumping. Eyeless Watcher. I mean, that's gonna get us there. Alright, I'm gonna play the Watcher into Beastmaster. I just don't quite think I've got lethal yet. I've got 7 attackers. Let's say I play Beastmaster. I'm only gonna have 6 attackers. He's got 5 blockers, so I don't quite have lethal yet. We're gonna play Eyeless Watcher. We're playing this patient. I'm just not in immediate danger. Take it. All right, it's not enough. Pretty sure we've got lethal here. Yeah, that's gonna be sick. So we play Mountain, get rid of a blocker, play Beastmaster, and opponent's got to be dead. It's just an absurd amount of damage. So everything but the Invoker attacks. There it is. Beat that blue-white Flyers. It only took like 4 turns of setup, but look at that. Isn't that a sexy board state? Look at that. All right, I'm glad we could beat the blue-white Flyers, especially after losing against it in the last draft. So, all right, let's move on to round 2. We'll see you then.